So Belt was making $2.9 million in 2014. I mean, that's probably what he should be making.
Yeah, throughout his entire career, not 18.
Then he made another through his entire career. Should be making below league minimum. Then 2015, he's making 3.6. Then he signed.
He should be making them federal minimum.
$7.20 an hour. Put him on an hourly wage. Plus mileage.
Yeah, 55 cents a mile. He tries to drive to the park.
Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that the show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you were listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Yes. Once again, or very possibly, for the first time.
Yes. We're here, and as I saw so poetically put on Instagram, it's a bad week for the bad guys. Meaning, if you're in the camp of Chip and Cern, and you've somehow not been paying attention to the news, former President Donald Trump has had his Mar-a-Lago residence raided by the FBI.
Yes.
He has been subpoenaed, and he had to give a deposition, which he pleaded the fifth to every question.
I plead the fifth.
And then some more GOP members out of Pennsylvania got their phones taken by the FBI, and some more people. They were trying to get some alternative electors to cast different ballots, which is illegal.
Way illegal.
And so, but then now that has sent the GOP into, it was only seemed like a short time ago when the police were tuning up black people and shooting black people left and right. They were back the blue.
Keep law and order. Or
keep
whatever
law and order, all this stuff. And when Hillary was being investigated, FBI, blah, blah, blah. And now defund the FBI. I can't believe it, how quickly their tune changes.
If that's not in a nutshell, they'll leave you high and dry.
Oh my God.
In the heartbeat.
It's too funny. I mean, it's sad, but it's also funny. And then
I see the new talking point is that I'm sure the FBI, what was it, planted evidence.
Planting, in quotes, yes, planting.
Yeah.
Also, did you see?
That's like you're fucking guilty, buddy.
Yeah,
those drugs aren't mine. You're in the car.
Yeah, the crack you found in my safe wasn't mine. That was planted there. Like no one said they found crack.
I was just holding it for a friend. I didn't know it was crack.
There is a
powdered sugar.
Apparently, there was a informant that tipped them off of their location of, and these are highly classified government documents that Trump just took with him once he left office, which is 10 times, a million times worse than whatever her emails, Hillary own server situation. But no, they don't want to address that whole.
Hopefully we get down to the bottom of Area 51.
Maybe, dude, what if he just took the alien? He's like, where's the alien shit? Stashed the alien docs.
It's in his fucking garage.
Like it's an old fucking Baywatch poster from the mid-90s in the garage. He's just got all the alien docs in his garage.
Framed.
Next to his fucking socket wrenches and his weed stash. Well, what do you think comes of it? Do you think he's not seeing any sort of
I'm
no
not
prison,
any kind of hope for real justice or anything like that.
I think the best thing that we can get is somehow they pin these charges on him and it disqualifies him from running for office. That would probably be the best case scenario as I see.
Yeah, but I'm not even gonna hold out hope for that.
No, I'm not either. But you know what I could just see unfolding is that his base is so
hardcore
cult-like, that if Trump is not on the ballot, they will just write his name in, thinking that they can overwhelm the system with the write-ins, thus then taking away from the actual GOP candidate, and then the Democrats win again in a landslide. That's my hope.
Who do you think is going to be the nominee?
And then the Democrats will piss away another 4 years and not do anything to move the needle. And we'll
bicker
be back.
amongst themselves as usual. The usual shit.
We're
going to get so much done, and they'll just spend 3 of the 4 years fighting against each other.
And then Mitch McConnell and fucking all those lizards there will be...
that's the one thing that the Republicans do very well, is they form together and they all swim the same way.
Hey, I mean, we can shit on them all day long, but when they are aligned on something... They're just all in, and then they can get Joe Manchin to do it too, which is the other interesting.
Yeah. So Democrats, it's like somebody has to bring up something, and then it's like everyone. It's just like this fucking snake eating its own tail. You're like, what the hell?
Yes. Well, a lot of the Democrats, it feels like, to have political right out of the gate on this one, but they have a lot of wolf in sheep's clothing, like a big coal baron. Joe Manchin's on there, and so-and-so who has getting tons of money. Like, now, if there was more AOCs and Bernie people feeling the burn in there, then maybe we can kind of move the needle a little bit. But we got too much neutral. We need some serious left.
You know what? When they say get money out of politics, big money out of politics, that would probably help the cause. Because even fucking Nancy Pelosi, where she didn't want to illegal
insider trading stock, shit?
Yeah, it's like, what? Fuck, get out of here.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, and then you got fucking Feinstein over in California here. She's like someone's old grandma got out of the old folks home wandering around. Dude, The Onion has a field day with her. Do you ever see? I think I've sent you one or two.
Yeah,
Definitely get a giggle.
Oh my god.
Definitely get a giggle.
Yeah. She probably started off at the same time Vince Scully started fucking announcing.
Rip. Yeah, back. World War I or.
Speaking of rip, hold on a second. Just remind me. We'll switch over to baseball real quick. I got a beef to pick with Stat Point Dana.
Let's shift gears.
A beef, Stat Point Dana, if you listen, which is a slim to zero chance. Maybe we'll text him this too. I got a beef with his love for Tyler Rogers. Fucking guy is horrible.
The Giants closer?
Yeah, or setup man.
Okay.
He is Mr. Tote the party line with that guy. He stands by him.
He doesn't leave his side, no matter what?
No, he's trying to argue me this morning when I said Tyler Rogers blows because.
What was the stat he put in?
It was some BS stat with he had.
I'll read it here for you. So, what happened last night? He gave up a walk-off 3-run bomb to Manny Machado.
Yep.
In the bottom of the ninth, I guess, or was it extras?
It was a ninth.
Okay. Cerny says this is yesterday night. Rogers fucking blows.
Damn. That was fast.
Tyler Rogers led all NL pitchers in home run rate, .16 per 9 innings, before giving up that walk-off 3-run shot.
BFT, what's his ERA? I looked it up. It's almost 5.
Oof.
That's all the stat. That's the only stat. You can do your home run rate.
That's a cherry pick stat, the .16. Sure, that's fine. He doesn't give up a lot of bombs, but he gets fucking hit.
Sorry, I had Alexa going in my ear. Oh, doing it again. No.
Wait, you have Alexa in your headphones?
It's on the computer. So
really?
Yeah, I put it on the computer.
No. Nice.
So it must have heard it when I was saying something, and it started talking, and I was like, I can't hear. Anyway,
I hate when you have two voices in your heads. It happens to me all the time.
Yeah. I know.
So Stat Boy Dana cherry picked a stat. It's a good stat, I will say. 0.16 per home runs per 9 innings. It's very stingy on the home runs. But Cerny's stat was over 5 ERA.
It's under 5. It's like a 4.8 or something like that. But I mean, it's almost 5 ERA.
And that means for every 9 innings he pitches, he's giving up 4.8 runs, which isn't great from a guy you want giving up 0 fucking runs.
So that's the one thing that drives me nuts when they start doing
the sabermetrics.
And the stat that and all the other bullshit. I get it, and some of that's great, but you can make stats look however you want. Like Dana, who he has the best. Okay, but what's the ERA? Because he tried to argue me. Remember at the 4th, he was trying to tell me that the Giants just don't play defense. Like, okay, but his ERA is earned run average. So you're saying the Giants kick the ball around. Those don't count as earned runs.
Yes, that's true.
His earned run average is fucking almost 5. He's a setup man. It should be like a 1 or I'll give him a 2, 1 or 2 range. We start getting up to 4 or 5.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, because the use case of his skill set is to come in and not give up any runs for 1 inning and get it to the closer. That's his job.
And that's not including, because, the life of reliever, you have to come in on base, and those runs don't get charged to you. So that's not including whatever he gives up. The guy's on first, he comes in and gives up a fucking homer. Or there's one gets charged to him, but the other one doesn't. I mean, I was glad when the Giants DFA'd Mickey. And the Brewers picked him up and then DFA'd him 6 games later because he had pitched in 6 games and he was
garbage,
atrocious. I think he had like a 7 ERA. He had a 7 ERA with the Giants and he had like a 7 or 6 point ERA or something like that with the Brewers. So they DFA'd, for those who don't know, designated for assignment, which would be your cut basically.
They released him, cut his ass.
So, but Tyler, yeah,
he's like a side armor, or is he a submarine?
It's more of like a submarine, I guess.
Submarine kind of thing. Okay,
but it's
cute for a little bit, but it's inevitably he's not able to throw as hard, and everyone's throwing 102 miles an hour now. It seems anyway.
I know it's like everybody. It's like even the Giants closer, so Duvall.
Mm-hmm.
He's had his struggles, but I'll give Duvall a little bit because it's like his first full year. 103 the other day. I was like, ooh.
Giddy up.
Damn.
Electric.
I wonder, I never saw the draft. Do you know if anybody, remember that guy from Texas? I think it was Texas. That guy in college, he was starting like 105.
Oh, yeah.
Consistently.
John Boy had a little thing on him, right? Did he get drafted?
Never looked him up. I didn't remember his name.
I'm pretty sure someone probably knew in the comments. People are just have way too much time on their hands to know about baseball.
Some college stat.
Yeah.
Like, I won't even commit them a memory until they make it.
I'm not even sure of what college I went to half the time, to be honest with you. I don't recall. And the big news, though, on the baseball front is Juan Soto moving from the Nationals to the San Diego Padres. Who are now just absolutely fucking stacked. And Tatis Jr.'s out still. Is he still out, or is he...
He's coming back, I think. I heard yesterday on Sunday. Or Sunday or Monday.
It's no good if you're pitching against them.
He was in rehab. I think he had like a fucking triple or something like that.
And then Mr. Glass himself, Chris Sale, destroyer of locker rooms.
He has had a terrible year. He's had a terrible few years. I think like the last time he actually pitched a full season was like 2019 or something like that.
Oof. He's also one of these no COVID shot guys, right?
I don't know. Actually, I don't
because I feel like I saw an article of him and they're like, well, what are you going to do when you play Boston? He goes, I don't know. I'm just having too much fun right now. And then, lo and behold, riding his bike. Had a whoopsie on his bike.
And I always wonder, was he riding his bike or is this like a Jeff Kent situation?
Yeah. I was washing my truck.
And I fell and wrong when it comes out. He's like dirt biking.
Yeah. Was it a dirt bike or like it was a motorcycle or something?
Yeah, it was a motorcycle. Like
that's right. Yeah. Fucking dumbass. That's crazy. But, yeah, I think I just saw as well the Giants are having their 10-year anniversary of their 2012 World Series victory.
That's right.
So,
a few people I saw, a few of them can't go. Buster Posey won't be there.
Yeah, and
he was just at the Will Clark thing, and he said it was like his kids are starting school, so he lives in fucking Georgia. So
yeah, he's not super interested. I mean, I guess it's cool, and Buster Posey kind of strikes me as one of those people that. He's not super obsessed with being in the spotlight. He'd rather kind of keep to himself and stuff.
Yeah,
and
probably just live alone.
Yeah.
I'm sure he seems like a cordial enough guy. Like he'll sign your autographs, take your pictures and stuff, but he won't like go. He's not going to go make it rain at the fucking strip club or nothing like that.
Yeah.
On his downtime.
I don't think Aubrey Huff is going to get an invite. I think
no, he is banned from the park. I read.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's just a fucking ass.
He's on the no-fly zone.
He's on the no-fly list. Were you there that one time? I know my brother was there, and we passed him at the hotel that he came back.
No.
This must have been okay.
Or if I was probably incredibly drunk. I don't remember.
Well, guess what? I probably was too.
Okay.
My brother was in town, so they must have been playing the Cardinals. And it must have been, okay, I think I know what it is. So it was me, my brother, my wife, and maybe one of my brother's friends or something. It must have been ring giving ceremony, like one of those opening weekends. And then so Huff came back. It must have been for 2013 or whatever. And we passed him, like we were walking, leaving the game, and we passed him like getting out of a car at the hotel. And we're like, hey, like, this is when he was not well known that he was a dick and an asshole and a misogynist and just fucking overall bad person.
Yeah.
And we're like, hey, like we wanted to say hi to him, and he just like looked at us and he was like, get away, and he just like walked inside.
Should have known. The signs were there. The signs were there
early. We should have known right away, straight away. But yeah. So man, that's 10 years ago already.
I know.
But is this our 20? Was 2012 the last one, or the 2014? No,
2014 when they beat the Royals.
Okay, so it was like the Tigers, then the Rangers, and the Royals.
The Rangers, Tigers, Royals.
Rangers, Tigers, Royals. Okay, that's right. So we have another one of these 10-year anniversaries coming up here.
Well, 2 years.
Yeah, another couple of years, and then nothing.
then we're gonna have to win another one. Or...
Then we're gonna have to get that rebuilding underway.
Start with the bullpen. Tyler Rogers, stat boy.
Yeah. Well, the Giants kind of made pretty much no moves around the trade deadline.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
It's kind of sat on their hands a little bit, but
I'm
what
fine
are you
with
going
that
to do?
Because it wasn't. I mean, they're floating 500, and you're like, oh, and then other teams are asking. Like, I think they were in on this Soto trade, but they're asking for. I mean,
the whole farm system.
Yeah, they're asking for some people that were on they're on the keepers list.
Yeah.
So they said no, not for Juan Soto.
Yeah, to have him for what, like two seasons, and the next 2 years ain't looking too good for the Giants. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they need more than just
one.
They need a fucking bullpen. What they need.
Yeah, and they did have some defensive laps. I thought they would have maybe tried to get something for Belts, but I don't know.
He's batting like 230, so
classic. When's his contract up? I think they're gonna just.
I think they gave him an extension or something like that.
Fucking hell! Let me see.
Yeah, let's take a look.
All right, we'll dial it up here. Sportstrack.com.
That's usually where I go.
Okay. Oh God.
So he's on a 1 year. He accepted a qualifying offer for 1 year.
UFA.
18. So he's on a 1 year contract.
Okay.
That's a contract. Don't expect another contract next season.
$18.4 million.
It's a bad.
Christ Almighty.
It's a bet. What? I think it's like 238. I was watching the game yesterday. Had it on.
Damn.
The fucking guy tried to bunt with they're down by a run or two or something like that. He tries to bunt to get on. He pops it up to the third baseman, and it was like he had 2 strikes or something. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Oh my God. Well, I love the contract. They have it all out here. So Belt was making $2.9 million in 2014. I mean, that's probably what he should be making.
Yeah, throughout his entire career, not 18.
Then he made another through his entire career. Should be making below league minimum. Then 2015, he's making 3.6. Then he signed.
He should be making them federal minimum.
$7.20 an hour. Put him on an hourly wage. Plus mileage.
Yeah, 55 cents a mile. He tries to drive to the park.
But then 2015, this must have been Sabian years, because they signed him to 5 years, $72 million. Took his average salary from $3.6 million to $14.5 million.
So that was probably right after
what a bust.
Remember he was a hero against the fucking Nationals, where he hit that 18 inning.
Yeah,
game.
that's right.
The one run in the fucking game.
Dude, it's like Sabian. He would watch a select few games, and he only basically would watch highlight reels on Instagram, is what it seemed like. And then he'd be like, "Oh yeah, Belt is pretty good."
I missed the game. Let me go to YouTube and catch the 10-minute clip, the highlight clip. Oh yeah, he's on.
Whoa, great hit, man! Throw some cash at this guy. Plus, how much merch are we going to sell? How much Baby Giraffe merch?
Oh yeah, that's probably. You're probably right. That's probably what it was because he had a nickname. So they're like, if we sign him, what we'll do is we'll give him overprice him, and then we'll make it all up with the stupid giraffe hats that everyone fucking had.
Yeah, I think so.
Just like the panda shit.
What? Let's see. In 20, when did he sign that deal?
I thought it was this year.
Okay, so 2015 he signed it. Let's see. 2015 he only played in 137 games. Batted .280. 18 home runs, 68 RBIs. Then the next year, at least he had 82 RBIs.
Yeah.
270. Then batted .241, 253, 234. Then 2020 batted .309.
Shortened season, though.
Yeah, shortened season. Okay. He got some pop in 2021. 29 bombs. Yeah, on only 97 games too. So
he's right. He's actually another one that's always getting hurt. It's always like his fucking hand or and some of it. I mean, I get it. Where it's like he took a fastball off the fucking fingers.
Yeah, you can't do.
So he's like, okay. I mean, that's nothing about that. But it's like the other stuff. It's like oblique. You remember that was like the big
always
injury.
If
I remember when we were like kids, it was always the oblique. I swear, it was like.
Yep, and then. Evan Longoria, I believe, is on a contract year. No, he has one more with the Giants.
Oh, he does? Fuck.
Oh, it's a club option. Wait. Club option.
Don't pick that up.
Nope. Let's go ahead and give that the old pass. So here's the deal. You pay him $13 million next year, or you buy him out for $5 million.
Yeah, I'll spend the $5 million.
I'll spend the $5 million.
He can go play his 35 games for somebody else. He's always getting hurt.
He is always getting hurt. I mean, he's only had 1-year contracts, but he's been making serious fucking coin. 12 million, 11 million, 13 million, 14, 15, 18. I mean, that's so much fucking money.
Highway robbery. I mean, what's that equivalent to a game? He's making like $1 million a game.
He's played 52 games so far this year. He played 81 last year.
Like I said.
13 bombs, 261. At one point he was he good?
With the Rays, you have to roll back all the way to the Rays.
Okay, 2010 he batted .294.
Mm-hmm. That's when he's playing with PJ Upton and Joe Madden was the fucking manager.
Okay,
Carl Crawford.
2016, 37 bombs, 98 ribbies, batted .275, played 160 games, but then downhill fast. 2019, 2018, 126, 130, 53, 81, 52. So
yeah, see, it's getting worse.
Yeah, he's 36. Just an old
36-year-old. I think the Giants have some guys that are kind of waiting in the rafters.
Yeah, we need to clear some payroll next year, I think.
Yeah, because I think they have a few. What's his name? Like Luciano, I think his name is. I think he's destined to come up. He's supposed to be I think he's slated as a shortstop.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it wouldn't hurt if if they wanted to put him at third or something. While Crawford, I mean, Crawford's another one that's like, his defense is good, but his batting this year is.
They're bringing up Crawford's stats. Is this going to be painful to go through, do you think?
I think it's like 218. He's batting like above the Mendoza line barely.
Damn, Crawford's clearing $16 million a year.
Oh,
fucking hell, dude. But I will say, though, in 2014, he's making $500,000, and he's done more than $500,000. So they gave him a come up.
Yeah, he's
got a lot of kids too. So
yeah, he does.
Doesn't he have like 5 fucking kids?
Something like that, yeah. It's every time I see a video, it's like he's got a bunch of like really younger kids, and it's like wife's pregnant again. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude, slow it down.
dude, come on, man. Yeah, Crawford's hitting a dozen home runs and knocking in like 70, 80 ribbies for you, and that's about it. Batting 250.
What about this year?
218.
Yeah,
5 bombs, 34 ribbies.
5 bombs.
It's no good. It's no good. But yeah, I think the Giants are going to be on the not so hot. And of course, I bet my fucking Dodgers friend. This is what I shouldn't put money where my brain doesn't know, because I don't know. I didn't know the Giants were going to be so bad. So I'm like, he goes, oh, are we betting? He tried to do some fucking wizardry and trickery on me. He goes, he's like, oh, okay, were we doing? So basically, if the Dodgers beat the Giants at the end of the season by like 5 games, it's like $10 a game or something, or whatever the fucking. I don't even know what it is.
A spread, or is it $10 a game? Like,
I don't know what it was, but I thought he meant, or my interpretation of it was during the season series, if the Dodgers win 6 games and the Giants win 4, I'm out $20, $10 a game on that. But no, he's like, oh, it's a divisional standings. I'm like, whoa.
Dude, you're gonna be down. You're gonna be down like.
I'm gonna be hurt. I'm gonna take a loan out, Cerny.
Well, I think it's like 21 games right now.
Fuck. Okay. But I think I might have given him more action.
You gotta go
double or nothing.
You gotta go. Yeah, just double or nothing. The Dodgers don't win the World Series.
Oh.
23 games right now.
Damn it, $10 a game. I'm out. I'm out a nice dinner.
2:30.
Maybe we could just take him to a nice dinner or something, and then that way I get something out of it too.
Let's ask Joe. See what he would say.
Oh yeah, and I mean yeah, and I'm probably out because didn't they just sweep the Giants
twice? Yeah, again.
Fuck, it's embarrassing. Well, you look at the lineup and you're like, I don't know any of these players.
Dodgers?
No, the Giants.
Oh,
just like.
Hold on a second, Chip. You really haven't watched baseball.
I only know from 2014 on, previous. But yeah,
is Brett Butler still out there?
Is Kent still playing?
Jeff Kent.
Do you think Gibson's going to pinch hit this season?
Oh man. Hershiser's going to start on the mound, right? He's on the mound today.
He's keeping that scoreless inning streak alive.
The Giants. I mean, yeah, they don't really have like. I mean, Jack Peterson went to the fucking All-Star game, and I mean, right now he couldn't hit water. He fell on a fucking boat.
He started the season off on a fucking tear, though.
Yeah,
and he got in Joe's good graces for a little bit, but I got to think
let's ask Joe now where he's at. I bet you he's right back out.
But a 4 out of 10. Yeah. I think you're right. You know what I've been seeing come through on my Instagram a lot lately is the old back to school photos.
Oh, now
you're not immune from this either. No. And I will be also posting my own back to school photo here next week.
Oh, so next week is that where you start?
Yeah, that's when the kids. Well, just Charlie starts then. But what do you have? A senior,
sophomore, and a 5th grader.
Wow.
So there was a lot of. So this was it was yesterday as of time recording, which was a Tuesday. A lot of sourness.
Oh, just because
they gotta go back to school. They gotta, basically,
back in the swing of things is always a tough nut.
I know. Well, it's funny. So Melanie was going to do senior sunrise. They all go
get
up
there at like 6:30 in the morning.
Well, so they all meet because the lake's right here. So there's the spot right here is where
that's cool.
They all go and they sit. There's a high vantage point where you can kind of watch the sunrise and shit.
Wake and bake.
Yeah. So they went up there to go. They all walked up there to watch the sunrise. So, she got up at she said, I was told 4:20. Now I was up at 5 working.
Nice.
I started working at 5. So I was there working, and she like came out of her room. She's like, "It's so early." I was like, "Not when you're an adult. This is every day." I'm good. So I was sitting there doing working, and she's like, "I got up at 4:20." I was like, "For what?" She's like, "How to get ready?" I was like, "For 40 minutes?" No, mine I had.
Just throw your sweats on.
Ellie's one of those. She never wears makeup. Never.
So quick.
Yeah, she's quick, and she just brushed her hair. So I'm like, what do you mean? What were you doing? I was getting ready. I was like, then what? I'm not following the timeline here.
How long does it take to put a t-shirt and sweats on or shorts or whatever?
You brush your hair, I mean, fuck. So then her boyfriend pulls up to go take her to the senior sunrise, and he was like, "It's so early." I was like, "Man, you guys are in for an awakening for life." Yeah. Unless you want to work the night shift or some shit. So, she came back at like whenever the sun came up. I don't know. It was like 6:30 or so when she came back. She's like, "That was so dumb, waste of time." I was like, "I could tell you that."
Nobody asked me though.
Yeah, no one wants to ask your opinion. And then everyone else was dragging ass because they all get around. Everyone else gets up around 7.
Okay.
So they were all dragging ass, and just it was a bunch of sourness. And plus,
I don't blame them. It's like a Monday. It's like the worst kind of Monday, actually.
Yeah, it's the worst. It's the Monday after a vacation.
Oh,
so
it's the fucking worst. It's good to get up when you're older, like us now, like when we're more old people now.
Yeah.
It is nice to get up early when it's just quiet. You could just sit.
I just sit there,
have coffee.
That's what I do.
Play Pokemon.
That's exactly it. I sit in my chair and I have my cup of coffee, and I don't even turn my computer's on, but I don't look at it. I just play a couple rounds of Pokemon and drink some coffee, and then once I finish my cup, then I'll just open it up and start checking some email.
Mm-hmm.
Usually get
agitated. Ease into the day.
I usually get agitated by some of the shit that comes in the evening.
Yeah,
because it's like, I don't know if you ever get this. I get this where you get some fucking request, but it was at like 6 o'clock at night. But they wanted it like right then and there. I'm not 24-hour tech support, buddy. You have all fucking day to talk to me. That's what starts going through my head when I start doing. I'm like, what's the fuck wrong with you? You're talking at 6 o'clock at night?
I do the thing where I go in and I look at my inbox and I'm like, okay, I've fit these emails off for a couple days. Is today the day that I address them? And I'm like,
I do that
not that important. And I'll just let it ride for another day. And then I'll go through and I'll see what's going on everything else. But our company is a little bit odd because we're not a big email company. Like I would say 95% of the comms is all on Slack. Like there's no emails between teams or anything like that. It's just like messaging.
We're so large, and there's so. I mean, my geography is pretty wide.
Yeah, you have. So I'm sure you have to
like
use
email. I mean, it depends on who it is. Like some people like to do it through Teams. Some people like to do it through email. Some people like to call you. And it's just like depends on who you're
my
phone.
With. I'm not accessible by phone. I'm not interested in talking to anybody else.
Sometimes sometimes I'm guilty of calling the person, but I know it's like this person. Every time I email them, we trade like 18 emails because it's like they don't. It's not.
You're doing it in a matter of efficiency.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? It's just quicker to call this fucking guy because he's not going to understand, and then I'm not going to understand. And then we're going to do this whole dance, and it's like, you know what? I don't want to do this.
Yeah, that's Slack has this new feature called a huddle. So if I'm slacking with you, if I'm if I'm chatting up with you, and something's not happening, let me huddle you real quick. Boom, jump in. It's like just like a voice call. And then I could share my screen, like, here's what I'm looking at or whatever, because I had the same thing today. I was about to be like, yo, here's my Zoom link. Let's just hop on and solve this problem right now because something's being not relayed correctly in the text format. So we're going to switch it up.
So in Teams, you could just call the person, and you can do it.
Yeah, just same thing as Slack, I'm sure.
Yeah, and you can share your screens, which I've done plenty of times where it's like, especially when it's like they're trying to do something and it's like, I could tell this person... The computer isn't really their
they're not well versed in computer.
So then I'm like, okay, they're like, it's broken. I'm like, no, I want to say you're broken, but I just just share your screen. I'll walk you through it.
I like that, and I like when you're walking them through it. That way, I hate when people are like, just show me how to do it. I'm like, no. I'm gonna, And when people are trying to show me, I'm like, you walk me through it so I learn how to do it. And I don't have to fucking bug your ass again.
Yeah. That's
I don't know.
Can you just do Nope. Always pull out the old, I'm teaching you to fish. I'm teaching you to fish. The people hate that when I do.
Oh, they hate it.
I'm teaching you to fish. You're going to be eating for a lifetime, buddy, because you're not going to come back to me. After we're done with this, don't ever ask me to do that again.
Because you're not a fish after this, sucker.
Yeah.
You know how to fish.
I know you're fucking being lazy. Get out of here.
Yep. Yeah, so we got first days coming up. Very exciting here. But, when the kids at 6 and 7 years old, in one summer, they lose fucking 4 teeth, they grow 3 inches, they get a haircut, and they're not on social media, so it's a whole new, you got to reset everything about everything you know about people when you get back from summer, when you're that young.
So, I went to the first day when Jeffrey was there.
Yeah.
He's lining up, and there's kids that came to our house. I don't know. I mean, I know the repeat offenders that come over and play. You know, I know those people, like, the good friends, but some people like to stop by. And so I'm like, there's kids talking. I'm like, first I was like, who's this kid? They're like, that's so and so. I mean, he was at our house like early summer. I'm like, okay.
Like, what do you have, like a fucking registry at your front door? Like, you're going to go through and check them off and shit?
Yeah, I
know.
No. Especially when there's like, sometimes like the one time when it was like 12 kids showed up.
I mean, remember how we would go to Tony's house?
Yeah.
And it would be like, there's just 6 or 8 people just all of a sudden in his fucking living room?
Yeah. That's why,
and
like,
we're just like, oh,
so when like 12 people showed up, I'm like, I was like, all right, cool. And then they're all running through. I was like, whatever,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what's going on? I'm like, oh, we gonna start sending kids home, or
yeah. Was there a capacity?
Is there anybody you don't like? I'll toss them out right now.
Fire marshal says you're over capacity. You're over capacity.
Actually, there was one kid wearing a Dodger jersey, and I told me he hit the road.
Oh yeah. First of all, put that fucking jersey where it belongs in the trash.
Yeah, so go home. I said, who's this Dodger fan? And he's like,
shame.
What's wrong with the Dodgers? It's like, go on, buddy. Everyone laughs. Yeah. Wasn't. He's just like, they're better than the Giants. So it's like,
Uh-huh.
Okay, can you name me? I think I said that. Can you name me 5 players, not including Mookie Betts or now Freddie Freeman? Go. Let's see.
Paul LaDuca, Mike Piazza, Eric Karros.
Eric Karros.
Oh, man. World Hershey.
Pedro Martinez.
Fernando Venezuela.
Ramon Martinez. His brother.
Kevin Brown. He was Mr. Glass. That dude.
Oh, I know.
Man, what, he came from like the Marlins or something?
Marlins, yeah, he threw the slider. So we were at this, it was my grandma's birthday. Her 90th birthday. This is in July.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't approach this. So there was people over, and somebody was there, and they had their kids, and the kids probably like 12 and 8 or whatever.
Yeah.
So the 12-year-old was telling me, oh, yeah. They said, oh, he plays baseball. That's not cool. I said, what do you play? He's like, shortstop, catcher, and pitcher. I said, oh, okay.
So he must be the best player.
Yeah, something like that. And I was like, oh, so he's like telling me, and he's like, yeah. I was like, oh, pitcher, huh? You like pitching? He's like, nah, not so much. Yeah, it's okay. I throw a fastball, curveball, and a slider. I was like, what? I said, a slider? And he's like, yeah, my coach told me. I said, this man should be arrested.
This coach? You mean somebody else's dad?
Yeah.
He's not your
fucking slider? I was like, that's a no pitch in high school, let alone a fucking 12-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, even in JUCO when I was playing, like, there was a couple guys that threw sliders, but everyone knew it was just like, you're going to just destroy your elbow.
Yeah.
In like 2 seasons.
I was like, I got to say something. I was like, I wouldn't throw a slider. If I were you, just don't throw a slider. You don't need to throw a slider. You're 12. Just throw a fastball. Throw a fastball change. That's all I really need to throw. I said, if you want to try to mix in a curveball, I don't advise it, but you can. I said, but the slider,
Worry about hitting your spots.
Yeah, I know. So he goes, oh, but I like throwing a slider. I was like, do you like playing baseball? because
you ain't gonna fucking
you're gonna take a year off pretty soon.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great fucking point, Cerny. Do you like playing? Because if you keep this shit up, you ain't gonna be playing. You're gonna be
taking at least a year off when they gotta take a. I said, you know what Tommy John surgery is? He's like, no. I said, they're gonna take the first time. They're gonna take a tendon out of your left elbow,
ankle or something,
and put it into your right elbow. He's like, what? I said, it's no joke, kid.
Yeah.
I'm not. I do whatever you want. I'm not your boss, but I'm just saying.
That is the thing. I mean, not to humble brag or anything, but like when junior year of high school, I was all league or whatever.
Yeah.
And we won the section.
Mm-hmm.
I had literally a fastball. That was the only pitch I had. One pitch. And I could just put it, if I wanted to put it in the outside, I would. It was just like all about hitting your locations and mixing it up. And, you know, they're fucking high school. They couldn't hit water if they fell off a boat nearly.
So a 12-year-old, I mean,
yeah.
I was like, slider. I was like, who taught you that? That guy needs to be arrested. And it wasn't, I know his dad doesn't really know anything about baseball. So he's actually into soccer. His dad. Now, the cultural thing.
Yeah.
Because like I think I do know that. Parents are from Mexico. Like they go back to Mexico. Like usually it's in the January for the baby Jesus or, you know, whatever the fell out of my head all of a sudden. But so
whatever their
Christmas so soccer is more prevalent with them. So but his kids like baseball, so they play baseball. So he doesn't really know. So I was like, so I know it wasn't.
He just like do whatever the coach says, probably.
Yeah. He's like, oh, okay, it makes sense. And I was just like, dude, no, I'm gonna shut this down.
Yeah. I had a coach,
and he's 12. He ain't gonna see Dr. James Andrews. I can guarantee you that.
No, he's gonna get fucking Kaiser, some Kaiser shit. Oh my god, could you imagine?
Some intern is gonna practice this. Yeah, you're the very first patient.
Oh, I had a coach that I was like, oh, I want to throw a slider. You know, I get the pressures there because you see you know, when we were growing up, it was like, oh, Eric Gagne like filthy fucking slider and all this shit, right? And you're like, oh man, I want to split finger fastball and all this stuff. And I remember my coach saying, okay, if you can hit your spot for like 10 pitches in a row, you can do it. And then of course you can't, so you don't, you know, it's like, yeah, just hit your spots. That's our advice. Chip and Cern, sage advice.
Hit your spots. Fastball, changeups. That's all you got to throw.
Big speed.
And these coaches, these little league coaches, it's like, what kind of prize money you win in if you win your TOC tournament or whatever the fuck they are? Nothing? What are you destroying other kids' arms for?
Yeah. I mean,
there should be a class, I think. You shouldn't just have some random fuck, you know, I'm going to coach the team. It's like
a hand raiser.
Yeah. You need... If you do, that's fine, but you gotta pass the class. Almost like a gun safety, children coaching safety.
Well. Oh yes. Okay, school's back. We're moving from kindergarten to first grade, Cerny, and so release time instead of being 12:45 is 3:00. My wife and I are ecstatic over having a kid out of the house until 3, where we don't even know what to do with ourselves. I can't even.
It's going to be nicer when they get older because then when they both leave, because now the house is quiet. Yeah. The house is quiet from 8 to 3 o'clock.
I mean, probably at 3, I'll just stop working because I would have been able to be so productive by not being interrupted every 12 minutes that the day will be over for me.
Yep. I don't have any more micro conversations that happen. It's like, oh, yeah, I forgot. Well, can you pour me? Can you make me? You know, it's like that shit. It's gone.
Wow. Okay. And I think everyone, we kind of get into the park and we'll meet with the other friends and stuff, and you could just see it on the parents' face. It's like, they're like, you know, they're just done with summer. Like, they can't take any more summer with the kids at home. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I love my kids dearly, and obviously they mean the world to me and all this sort of parental stuff. But you just need a fucking break. I mean, you just need a break. I don't know what to tell you. 24/7, 365.
Yeah, especially when you work from home, it's all the time.
Yeah, we don't. That's the thing too. My wife and I both work from home, so we don't get the quote unquote 9 to 5 break where you come home and you're like, yeah, I can't wait to see my kids because I haven't seen them all day. Now it's like, oof.
If I hear one more complaint, I swear to God.
Or I'll be on a call and they hear screaming, and I'm just like, and my head just kind of creens over, and I like lift up one ear in my headphone, and I'm like, hold on, I'm like, okay, I'm just making sure no one's getting killed.
Yeah.
Out in the living room, but and then they'll be like, oh, if you need to go, that's okay. I'm like, so I take my belt off. They just see me take my belt off. I'm like, I'll whoop some fucking ass when I get. Do not beat my kids. That is not funny. I don't even wear a belt either, so that's a real hypothetical for you.
Hypothetical.
Buddy.
He actually goes outside and cuts himself a switch.
Got a big old Bowie knife. I whittle that motherfucker down.
So it's fine.
I think I'd rather take the belt than take a switch.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Fuck.
Whew.
On bare skin too. A switch on bare skin.
I mean, that got Adrian Peterson suspended for a year.
Oh, right. Because he hit his kids with a switch.
I mean, his son, he like banked his ass so hard, was like
it had welts in.
I think more than welts, but yeah. You think about it, like he's an NFL running back, so you see how strong that guy would be. And if he was like, maybe he was angry and like just
put his back into it.
Yeah,
he fucking hurt. I mean, the kick probably. I mean, beyond the psychological damage that he's suffering, the physical pain and everything is probably unimaginable.
What that's funny is, I'm sure some of the neighbors think we're like monsters. Well, at least me, because like I was outside, I was doing some trimming, and like Zach plays Fortnite, so he starts like he'll like scream and stuff, which I usually let go. But sometimes when the screaming gets a little too much,
in frustration because he got no looked headshot or something.
Yeah, he's
no
quote
scope.
Unquote lagging, and the same excuses.
Lagging with gig internet.
He was trying to tell me. Yeah, I know. He was trying to tell me. No, but lagging is I said, listen, kid. I've had that excuse first off in my back pocket when I gamed, but it was legit lagging. Like so I said, "Yeah, ain't lagging." Because it was a microsecond. Get the fuck out of here. So anyway, it was like it would be like me screaming and like and like I'll knock on the window. So he's 15. I'm like, "Would you stop being a fucking idiot for 2 seconds?" Yes, I'm like that.
Just love is expressed a different way.
He's like, "Oh, cool, stop." That kind of shit. But I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, wow, I probably sound like the world's biggest. I mean, he's not taking it personal. I'm just like, "Would you stop being a fucking idiot?"
Yeah.
And it's like I sound like a monster.
But if they have kids, they understand fully.
I'm sure they're like, "Oh,
that's the thing."
Kid's probably being an idiot.
We were walking around and we went into Urban Outfitters, which isn't a place I frequent to get clothing for myself. I don't take it that you shop there often either, Cerny, but
No.
From what I can tell, what the looks that the kids are wearing back to school, I saw Kiss t-shirts, Grateful Dead t-shirts, a lot of like marijuana leaf paraphernalia and mushroom psychedelic paraphernalia there. A lot of classic rock vintage tees, records. They have a whole section with records there.
Yep.
And
another one is I got Jeffrey had introduced me to Vans. Something new. Vans.
Oh.
I was like,
really?
Yeah. He's like, these are the shoes. You ever heard of these? I was like, he like pulled them out. I was like, Vans? He's like, you know what they are? I was like, I got my Vans on, but they look like sneakers. Yeah, I know what they are.
Oh my gosh!
The same fucking pair. I told him, I said, you should get some Chuck T's. He's like,
nice.
What are those? I was like, oh. I mean, kids don't call them Chuck T's no more because I said something like that. Converse. I was like,
okay. So there's a big vintage and basically like a 90s vibe coming back. It feels like a lot of oversized, baggy clothes on girls. All that sort of stuff, which, of course, fashion is changing throughout time, but it's coming back around to the 90s, it appears. I've seen overalls and all sorts
of stuff. I mean, even like I told you, like when Melanie asked me if I ever heard Nirvana, I was like,
For shame.
And who? Let me write this down so I can look them up later.
Are they on Spotify? Are they touring? They touring?
Dave Grohl.
We had a moment, and I'm sure you remember hearing this from your parents too, but we in Urban Outfitters, my wife held up a Juicy Couture hat, like a trucker hat, and I said, "Do you still have those Juicy sweats that you had, you know?" Remember when your parents used to be like, "Oh, well, when I was a kid, these were really popular." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, Mom. You know, come on, man. You're killing me with this shit." And here I am doing it again to my own kid. But although I was thinking, can we sell it and say it's vintage, and then plus thrifting is all the rage now, so we could probably make
huge. That's what Millie's like. Hey, I'm gonna take Zach. Him and I are gonna go to the thrift stores. Like for what? Like she's like clothes. I was like, what?
So like Goodwill or like Buffalo Exchange or one of these like
she'll go
trendy
to Goodwill, and it's like a routine. Like they're in the garage getting like my latex gloves that I use when I do resin. Because
they don't want to touch the clothes they're going to wear.
They're going to like the Goodwill bins in like Sacramento where they just dump the shit into a bin and they all rummage through it and shit. I was like, they like know the drill. Like all the friends are meeting up and they go down there. I'm like, this is a thing. I mean, Chip and I went to the nails and we did some fucking stupid.
Buy some knives. Buy some cool knives at the auction.
Then we could throw in wood when we get back.
Oh yeah, that was fun. Remember that we would go there. We stopped going to. Then how much did it cost to get in? Like 50 cents, right?
Yeah, it's like $5 now. I just went over there and it's like $5. I was like, what?
I remember being in high school and walking around and seeing people that just had swastika tattoos and like white power shit, and I'm like, oh, this is
this is when I was there. We went over there. Oh, because we went up there because there was somebody that sells like these fountains, and it wasn't for us. It was for my wife's business because if you have a wholesale license, you could do like a cash deal and they'll give it to you.
Oh.
You know. So we were going to meet this fucking guy. Of course, he wasn't there. Like, the shit was there, and he had somebody running it, but had no idea what the shit was. And I was like, great.
Just wasted your whole fucking... So you drove all the way to Roseville to do this?
Yeah.
And it was a fucking bust?
Yeah, it was a bust. Then the kids, squeeze some crap that fell off the truck, from some fucker with the...
Yeah. Do they have... Because kind of like when you go to the state fair... They have all the vendors, but they're all like, it's not pyramid schemes, but it's all the same weird shit about like some special oil or some hair thing. It's the same shit at every state fair. It doesn't matter what state it is. It's their only distribution channel, the state fairs, apparently. And, but is it the same kind of stuff there, or people actually set up and like, oh, this one random Saturday, I'm going to come out here and sell, like have a yard sale here, basically.
So some of it is weird shit, and some of it is like legitimate. There's a couple guys I remember. I kind of felt pity for them because it's like they had just like junk. I don't even know what the fuck. It was like a toy with like a missing arm and shit. It was like a bin of shit, and they're like sitting out in the sun. They even have
like $1.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the hell? I was like, I feel bad, I guess, but I was like, I don't know. Some of it, some of it they had some stuff. I think there was one guy that had like a legitimate, like, it was a legitimate, like he was selling stuff. That was
and they also
legitimate.
have like baseball cards and sports cards and stuff. They have
and coins.
Some of that stuff
they have
in
those
there.
stuff too.
Coins.
That you
Okay,
can get.
A lot of knives, though. A lot of knives.
There's a lot of clothes, but it's like the weird. It's like the weird clothes. You're like,
yeah.
I don't know
it's
if
not
I wear that.
Yeah, and like stickers and all sorts of stuff. Like that.
Stuffed animals, like the little plush stuffed animals and all that shit.
But basically, when you're 18 or 17 or however old we were, 16 even,
I guess
50 cents. You can kill how many hours there, and we bring $20. We'd buy a couple knives and go back and throw them against the side of the house when we got home.
Yep.
And that was like, that's how we would spend some Saturdays.
Try not to hit the dog that was running in front of us.
Yes. Which we were successful with, but the dog did not escape the paintball gun, unfortunately. is a victim on that.
Shot right in the ass.
Yeah. It couldn't help it. It wasn't an intentional thing. It was an accident.
No, it just ran through a middle of a crossfire.
Live fire. Close the range. Dog on the loose. Range closed. Well, another show in the bag, Cern. Just like that. No problem for us.
Easy.
Going on year 6, 7.
Something
coming
like
up.
that. Yeah.
In November, October. Woof.
Maybe.
Wow. Wowzers. But anyway, you know the drill here. We got some hats. We got some stickers. We got a couple shirts.
Shirts, yeah.
We'll give them away to you for free. Just got to email us.
Email us. chipandcernshow@gmail.com.
That's it. And be like, yo, Chip and Cern. Big fans. I'm a big Cerny Slot. I'm a big Chipmunk. Here's my address. Sling me some merch, and we'll make it happen for you.
It'll be on the way.
Yeah. And then you just sign off. You say always horny, and then you just sign your name, and that's how we know it's you. That's the drill. That's all you got to do. But we'll be back next week. So until next time, I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
Cheers.